and welcome to the How-To podcast. We're going to be showing you how to navigate the individual chapters, how to find your notes, how to access your podcasts, how to figure out what your homework assignments are, and how to take your tests and quizzes. So let's go ahead and scroll down. We'll take a look at Chapter 1 here. This is the very first chapter that you're going to be doing, at least in Chemistry A. And the way we generally organize these is we have a folder for your notes, we have a link to your podcast, a link to the homework sections, and the link to your quizzes. So let's go ahead and show you where your notes are. When you click on that folder, it's going to take you to a page that has all the different note-taking guides for that particular section. So let's just say if you want to find the note-taking guide for the very first section of this particular unit, it's going to ask you whether or not you want to save it or whether or not you want to open it. I would recommend you saving them, downloading them, and then printing them. I'll go ahead and open this up. It's probably going to open it up in some type of web format. However, you're not going to want it in web format. You're going to have to print that out. And then actually handwrite the notes in. Okay, do not type them in. I want handwritten notes. So here's the note-taking guide for this particular section on what is chemistry. All right. Now, once you have that printed out, you'll have it sitting in front of you, and then you're going to go watch the podcast for that particular set of notes. So I'm going to go back to the home page, scroll down, and go to the podcast. Now, when you go to the podcast, they're going to be linked to YouTube video. So we click on the 1.1 video, and here it is. And we'll go ahead and pause that. Okay, since you don't need to see that. Whoop. We don't need to watch that whole thing, but there is your particular podcast. Now, if you're at school, if you have any type of parent controls or any type of filters that do not allow you to access YouTube wherever you are, then you're not going to access the podcast there. You're going to go up to Podcasts on Safe Video. Again, this is where you're going to have to go when you're watching the podcast at school anyway. So if I maximize the screen, notice it's got a bunch of podcasts in there. That's going to be changing its look from time to time as we add more and more podcasts. You're going to have to go find your particular podcast. Well, we want to find the podcast for Chapter 1, Section 1, and we want the very first podcast. So if we go ahead and search for that, here is the 1.1 notes, Part 1. And if we click on that, now you're going to see the exact same video that you would have seen had you accessed it directly from YouTube. It's just that now you can view it. It circumvents the filters. Now, this does not mean that you can watch any YouTube video. You can only watch the podcast that I place from YouTube into the Safe Videos page. All right, so that's how you're going to be watching your podcast. You'll watch the podcast, you'll take the notes. If I scroll ahead here, you'll notice that there are, in fact, notes that have been taken. And if I scroll down just a little bit, go ahead and press the play button. Where we are here, it will be halfway through, and there you go. You're going to be copying these notes as they're written out. All right, let's go back to the Moodle page. Now, how do you know, once you're done with the notes, how do you know what your homework set is? Well, if you click on your homework links, it's going to tell you what homework sets that you're going to have to do. 1.1 section assessment, 1.2 section assessment, etc. Now, where do you find those assessments? Those are at your online textbooks. So if we need to go access any of those, let's just say we've already done 1.1 and 1.2 and we're on 1.3. You're going to go to your online textbook. So click on Chemistry Textbook Online. Of course, you're going to have to log in. Whoops. So we'll go ahead and do that. Excuse me. And you'll click on your textbook. Where I prefer to find my my homework sets, I like to go to the View By link, or the View By tab, click on that, go to Review and Assessment, and then click on the chapter that you're looking for. We're in Chapter 1, so we'll click on Chapter 1, and that's going to give Section 1, 2, Section 3 assessments. Now, if you notice for Chapter 1, if you go back to the home page, there was only the Section 1, 2, and 3 assessments. Section 4 was not asked for, nor was the chapter review and assessment. So if we want any of those, let's go ahead and click on the Section 3 assessment. This would be 1.3. You're going to have to click on the worksheet link, and you're going to want to save this or print it directly. You don't have to save them. You can simply click on the print icon. You'll print those off, complete them as part of your homework sets. Now, once you've completed the homework for any particular section, you'll be able to take the quiz. So you'll go ahead and click on the quiz link. You're going to have to take the quizzes at school, number one, because they're password protected. Okay, so if I go ahead and attempt a quiz now, it's going to ask me for a password. Well, first of all, it's going to tell me that this quiz is limited to 3 attempts. You can take your quizzes up to 3 times. So you say OK. Now the password is needed. You're going to have to get the passwords from me. I will type them in for you, and then you can take the quiz. The tests and quizzes can only be taken in class. And if you want to retake a quiz or test, it must be done the following day. You cannot take the test or quiz multiple times during a day. So if I click the Cancel tab, it's going to take me back to this particular page. We'll go back to the home page, and voila, we're there. Alright, so that's where you're going to be accessing your notes, viewing your podcasts, whether you're going to watch them directly off of YouTube or you have to go through safe videos. You'll check the homework link where you're going to find your homework sets that are all from your chemistry textbook online, and then your quizzes and your tests will be taken in class. Now, if there is a practice quiz or a practice test, those are not password protected, and so you can in fact take those at home. So you can reattempt a quiz if it's the first time you've taken them. You might not be able to see this whole page because it's outside the viewing area, but you get the idea. You can take these tests and quizzes as many times as you want. The grades will not count against you. You just want to save and finish when you're all done, or submit all and finish. And eventually you can work your way back to the home page. Don't worry about all the different bars or all the different warnings that pop up. They may not apply to you. Anyway, so that is how you're going to be navigating your way through the notes, the podcast, the homeworks. There may be other links that pop up from time to time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.